That start from the motion blocks. So you go to the motion blocks, you would see that most of the blocks are still the same. So we're gonna go to the next, which is looks blocks. With looks, there's a couple new features. There's a switch backdrop to backdrop 1. If you drag that out, the backdrop is the costumes of the stage. So if you click on the stage, you will see that, go to the backdrops, you see that the name has been renamed from costume to backdrop. So let's quickly create one backdrop. So just duplicate the first one and change the background to say bright yellow. So this is the second backdrops. Now if you go back to the sprite, click on the sprite and go back to the script. I just want to show you that you can now, switching from the sprite, you can control the stage's backdrop. So if you click on backdrop 2, just double click. Besides the backdrop, under the looks blocks, there's also another new feature called layers. And the related layers blocks are go to front and go back 1 layer. Let's create another sprite. Just do a new sprite. I'm going to pick just a crab. And so now I want to tell this crab to go to layer 2 when it starts. Go to events. When it click, notice that I'm in the crab scripts. When it click, go back to looks, go back just 1 layer, so it's on the first layer. The second layer, and cat is on the top layer. So let's do this, and then you can try to put it on top of the cat and click start. Now the crab will automatically go to the back and go back to sprites. So if you wanted to have the cat go back 1 layer, you just clicking the cat and the cat's gonna go back 1 layer. So that's just to reiterate, to kind of beat this horse to death. Add a butterfly, and this butterfly, you also go to the butterfly scripts, and you also say go back 1 layer, and whenever you click the layer, it's gonna go back 1 layer. Now the butterfly is behind the crab, and now the butterfly is behind the cat. So that's how you use the layers. It's pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it. That concludes the looks blocks. We go to sound. The blocks here are pretty much the same as in 1.4, but what's really, really cool is the sound editor has been improved, and now you can edit the sound clips, and we'll get to that when we get to the sound tabs. Let's go to pen. With pen, I don't think there's any new blocks here. With data, these are the same data, but there's a difference. If you click on make a variable, you will notice that besides variable name for all sprites, for all the sprite only, these are familiar. They are available in 1.4 in the previous version of Scratch. There is also this new field called cloud variable, and this is a variable. If you click it, you can store this variable on the cloud, and you can share it with the other players who are playing with this project. So this is pretty cool, and I'll show how to use that in a later tutorial. So I'm gonna click OK to close that, and then I'll go to the events. So with the events, there's one additional script called when backdrop switch to something. Again, just like in looks, now we added a feature for for sprite to change the backdrops, and this is just for the sprite to interact with the backdrop change. For example, if the cats, you want the butterfly to say, oh, the backdrop has changed. When select the butterfly sprite and pull this out, when backdrop switches to backdrop 2, then this guy will say, for example, looks will say hello for 2 seconds. Okay. And click sprite 1. Now this guy has the, and click, go to events, and when space key is pressed, switch backdrop to backdrop 2. So instead of that, I wanted to go to the next backdrop. Something else is click, say up arrows, click, switch backdrop to some other backdrop. So right click on this and do a duplicate, grab this out, change to backdrop 1. So let's try this. And get a space, do an up arrow. Okay, so from the cat, with the cat sprite, you can control the backdrop, and you should see the butterfly say hello when the backdrop is changed to backdrop 2, because we've added the script earlier, right? So this is the butterfly script, and go back to sprite 1, and when we hit space, you see that the backdrop's changed to backdrop 2, and let's do that again. Butterfly says hello. Alright, that shows that, so that pretty much should be clear. Next, let's go to control. There is a really cool feature called cloning. Now select the sprite 1, the cat sprite, pull out when I start as a clone, and also create clone of myself, and delete this clone. So I'm going to say, if I hit a left arrow, when I hit a left arrow, I wanted to create a clone of myself, and this guy would then, this block, when I start as a clone, is a way to tell this copy or this clone what to do when it is created. So I'm going to add repeat until something happens. When I start the clone, repeat until I hit the wall. So go to sensing, when I touch the edge, and in there, of course, repeat until what do? I wanted to move 10 steps, and once I touch the edge, I would stop. So here I would delete this clone. Now this delete is important, because if you don't delete, you will realize pretty quickly this the program will stop reacting, or it will stop creating more clones. Let's try that. So pull this to the left and select the left arrow. Now you see this guy like firing out the bullets. It's kind of slow, and if you don't have this delete clone, say I remove that and try it again, you'll have at most about 10, and then your program is gonna go pretty slowly, and then now see I'm clicking. If you cannot see it, but I'm actually clicking, trying my best to click the left arrow, and it's because when it instantiate, when it created a clone in a computer term is it's creating an instance, creating an object, and every object requires memory, and every program has a limit in its memory usage. So we need to release that memory, and how you release that is delete this clone. This delete clone do the clean up, so to speak. So let's do this again. Now, since I've added this cleanup, I can firing my clones like crazy. It should continue to walk. I'm sorry, it should not continue to walk. It should continue to work. Alright, see how that work? It's a bit slow, but this is a perfect way to create bullets. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same.